Hello, FIFA Mobile community. Welcome to the FIFA Mobile live show. I'm your host, Antoine. This is the first show. Excited to be here, excited to bring it to you guys. I see chat is popping off here. So yeah, this is it. This is the FIFA Mobile live show. The first one. We've been wanting to bring something to you like this to you guys for a while. I'm pretty excited. So see a lot of names I recognize in chat over there. Let's see some names here. Oh, we got Ruben in chat. Sweet. I think I saw Luix in there. Stopdy, nice. Recognize some names. We got a good crowd in here. That's awesome. So I guess just kind of an overview of what is this show? What is FIFA Mobile Live? So it's a dev live stream coming to you Wednesdays about every 2 weeks. We're going to be doing them the Wednesdays before the events on a Thursday. So it's kind of a cool way for us to showcase what's coming up in new events, talk through them, showcase some players, do a Q&A, some giveaways, showcase some highlights of the month. So overall, kind of a cool platform. We're on Twitch now. It's something new. We're giving it a shot. It's pretty cool here. So I'm Antoine here. It's kind of surreal to be doing this, but it's very, very neat. So before we get going, I want to hear in the chat, where is everyone tuning in from? Let's drop in the chat where you guys are coming in from, who let you know about this awesome show. See some Spanish, please. Not yet. I don't speak Spanish very well. This is going to be English for the time being. Cool. Peru, El Salvador, Mexico, US, India, nice. Poland, from around the world. We've got a lot of great people tuning in here. This is awesome. So yeah, it's kind of the format of the show. You can see on the side panels here. We're going to be going into UTOTS. That's going to be the bulk of the show today. I think that's what a lot of you guys you're here to see. Is we're going to be doing the player reveal, the UTOTS starters, the UTOTS reserves. We're going to be chatting about their stats, skill boosts, weak foot, as well as the event format for Ultimate. So talking about the Ultimate points required for these Ultimate players and reserves and starters. So it's kind of the point of this live stream is bring information to the core community first. This is where it's going to be. We're going to be talking about UTOTS, go through the event. I've got some screenshots to show, and it'll be pretty cool to see what's coming to you tomorrow at Reset for UTOTS. So you can prepare, get your calculations all set. You can know how many Ultimate points you're going to need to get the starter or reserve that you want. So yeah, it's pretty hype. UTOTS hype. I agree. A lot of good stuff coming in. So before we get into that, I just wanted to talk about my little background here. I've got a few kits I was able to find, a few signed ones. I'm sure that it's all Premier League. Maybe for next time I'll get a few other kits from other leagues, but for now it's Prem only on the back here. But yeah, some nice kits there, kind of my background. So yeah, chat is actually popping off. It's going pretty fast. This is great to see. So first off, before we get into UTOTS here, I just wanted to ask you guys, how is your TOTS progress going? What do you guys think of the event so far? How many tickets and points are you guys all at so far? All right, see some people making progress in TOTS. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's a long event. There's a lot to get through, but we're getting to Ultimate. Like this is the big part of the event here. This is kind of where all that grind comes to fruition. 60,000 tickets, nice. 30,000 tickets. So I hope you guys have been doing your calculations, so you got everything ready for these UTOTS players. So you know where to use those tickets and do that properly. So I feel like you guys are all ready to get to the UTOTS starters. Is everyone pretty hyped for that? Maybe we'll give it another 30 seconds or so before we bring it up on screen, but just want to see that you guys are hyped up to see the UTOTS starters first in the chat. How many tickets do I have? Not gonna. I've got a few. It's not the max that I should be at, but it's okay. It's decent. All right, let's see that Benzema. You're gonna see a Benzema, that's for sure. All right, so if we are ready, let's bring up the UTOTS starters. I think that's what we're excited to see here. Soak it in, everyone. Look at that. Your 11 Ultimate Team of the Season starters. Chat is popping off. So yeah, look at that. We got the 3 101s, Benzema, De Bruyne, Lewandowski. Then we get our 4 100s, Mo Salah, Mbappe, Van Dijk, Mike Maignan. And then we finish up with our 4 99s, Nkunku, Trent, Marquinhos, Hernandez. So first reactions, chat. What are you guys seeing here? Who stands out? So yeah, lot of reactions here. That is awesome. Yep, sorry, no Ronaldo or Messi in these starting 11, but got some great players in here. I can go through if you guys want to know. I assume skill boost is probably what you guys are excited to see here, right? I mean, obviously we'll get into ultimate point costs in a little bit when I get some screenshots later in the show here. But I do have the skill boost if you guys are interested. All right, let's go through the skill boosts here. We'll run through the 101s quickly here, but we got Benzema as a second striker. De Bruyne comes in with vision. We've got Lewandowski with finishing. So those are the 101s. Then we got Salah has speed. Mbappe with second striker as well. Van Dijk with marking. And then Mike Maignan with reflexes. From there we get into Nkunku gets counter. Trent Alexander-Arnold with balanced. Marquinhos with defending. And Hernandez with reactions. So we'll be showing those later, but I kind of rattled through the skill boost there. Benzema's skill boost was second striker. So yeah, Benzema and Mbappe both with second striker as their skill boost. Counter L. Okay. So seeing weak foot is what you guys want to know about next, right? I feel like that's a pretty important one. We'll show reserves later. We're going to do starters first here. We're going to walk through those, talk about their stats, talk about, obviously, you want to know the weak foot for these guys. So just ran through the skill boost. Let's go through the weak foot. You guys ready for that? So the attackers, most of them are going to be at 5 weak foot. So Benzema gets 5, De Bruyne is at 5, Lewandowski's at 5. Salah and Mbappe both at 5. Then you get Van Dijk's at 3, but he's a defender, so not as important. Mike Maignan, if you care, is a 4. From there, Nkunku's 5. Trent is 4. Marquinhos is 3, and then Theo gets a 3. So the attackers will all have 5, and they do get a boost if their Tots is a 4. So were there any like individual stats, like a pace or shooting, that anyone wanted to know for one of these starters? Like I know looking at it, one guy that stands out is Hernandez, the left back, he's got 116 pace as his starting pace, which is pretty solid. For Lewandowski, his pace is 105. He's got 120 shooting, 102 passing, 111 agility, defending's 57, and then physical's 112. So he's going to be pretty solid up front. Obviously not as pacey as the other guys, but very solid. In Kunku, yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be interested about that 99 in Kunku. 106 pace, 113 shooting, 116 passing, 116 agility, 86 defending, and 88 physical. So got some real solid stats there. Definitely a top cam option. Yeah, so what do you guys think so far of kind of running through stats like this on a stream? It's kind of cool. It's the first time we're doing this. It's kind of neat. It's a little faster than Discord, having to like type it all out on Discord. I can kind of go through this and chat it through with you guys. Chat is popping off. Van Dijk, yeah, let's do Van Dijk real quick. He looks pretty solid. 100 pace, 80 shooting, 96 passing, 95 agility, 122 defending, and then 116 physical. So he's got the highest physical of all the Tots starters. And also, I think out of all the reserves, Koulibaly who's in the reserve, spoiler, he's at 113 physical. But otherwise, yeah, Van Dijk's got the highest physical of the lot. So if let's check skill moves here. 1 second, I'm just going to pull that up for you guys. You're asking about Salah, right? So for skill moves here, Salah 4-star skill moves. Yeah, let me get back to you on that one. I knew I had it in front of me at one point. I'll loop back to that one. I'll get an answer for you that on the skill moves. But for the most part, yeah, if you 4 or 5, we'll get a confirmation there. But his weak foot is a 5, that's for sure. Cool. So are you guys all good with the starters for now? We spent a bit of time on there. We can loop back in Q&A if there's any specifics that someone wants to know about. We just went over a few here. But I think are you guys ready to see the reserves? Let's hear in chat. Reserves, good? Yeah? All right. Let's pull up the reserves. Let's get that up on screen here. Look at that. So quick thing is the 100 Ronaldo and the 100 Vinicius are the 12th and 13th starters. So they're going to be in store offers and they're not part of the reserves. They're just on the banner, so they weren't left out. But all those 98s, those are all reserves. So when we talked about a couple days ago of the 3 FIFA Mobile exclusive UTOTS players. So just to confirm with you guys, most people guessed it in the comments on Twitter. It was pretty easy. It was Son was the left mid, Berardi was the right mid from Serie A, and then Courtois was the goalkeeper from La Liga. So in my opinion, 3 well-deserved additions to UTOTS. I agree. Big dub. There's a lot of good options in here. Yeah, that Son is going to be real good. This is clean. I agree. Yeah, just looking at these reserves, there's some good options to build your team with. Like I already looking at that Son. Even just someone like a Bellingham at CM, he's got some really good stats for head-to-head. We'll go into those in detail, but and yeah, Courtois belongs in here. I think that was a that was a great call to get him in. So if we're ready to go into some stats and skill boosts, I'll run through the skill boosts that I did for the starters. So Ronaldo is target man. From there, we go into Vinicius with ball control, Son short passing, Berardi long shots, Cancelo with pace, Kimmich with long passing, Courtois gets number 1. Then over to Koulibaly, gets defending, Modric with vision, Ben Yedder shooting, Ruben Diaz tackling, Rafael Leao with agility, and then wrapping it up, we got Tchouaméni in his Monaco kit with holding, and then over to Bellingham with interceptions, and then wrapping up with Lucas Paqueta with dribbling. So that was a lot I just rattled off there. 15 player skill boosts. We'll be dropping that information a little bit later in more detail, but this is that's kind of the run through. Before we go into stats, chat, I want to know first reactions on the positions. First off, what do you guys think of those? Are those for the most part fitting into your team? And then secondly, the skill boosts. Did you hear any skill boosts with the players you're looking for, and are those kind of fitting what you guys have already? Yedder, L boost. Shooting, I guess so. It's a subjective. Berardi's going right into your team. Yeah, it's a solid player. Dubs, good stuff, good stuff. Ball control for Vinicius is a little bit of an L. Okay, understandable. Obviously, Ruben will get Ronaldo, I guess. Cool. So let's, if we're good there, I'm going to run through the weak foots for these reserves and those two 12th and 13th man starters. So starting off here, weak foot for Ronaldo is 5. Then we get into Vinicius with 5. Son obviously was already at a 5. Berardi is a 4. João Cancelo is a 4. Then we get into, I believe that is Kimmich gets a 4. Let's see, what was he at here? Kimmich was long passing. Yeah, so I've got the spreadsheet here with all the information. I'm trying to rattle through it. What did we have here? He was long passing. Yeah, so Kimmich is also a 4, and then we get into Courtois 3. Koulibaly is a 3. Modric is at a 5. Ben Yedder obviously a 5. Ruben Diaz 4. Rafael Leao 5, and then Tchouaméni 3, then followed by Bellingham and Paqueta with 4. Yes, CR7 does have 5 and 5. Yeah. Kimmich was a 4 weak foot, and then for skill move start skills, I'll get back to you guys on that. Don't have that in front of me at the moment. But not the most important thing in the world. I think weak foot at this point is a little more important that they're in the 4s and 5s. Cool. So I'm going to run through as well. We got some individual player stats. We'll get to that because I know people want to know some players like Son. I'm sure you guys want to know what his stats are, right? I've been seeing a lot of hype for Son in the chat, and rightfully so. The guy who scored 23 goals in the league. So I'll run through there. He's got 111 for pace. He's got 113 for shooting, 103 passing, and 108 agility. Defending's 55, whatever, and then 80 for physical. But pretty well-rounded player, would slot in real well. Also look at Berardi, who's right beside him there. A little bit slower at 106. His shooting is 111. Passing is a little bit better at 111 as well. Good agility at 116. So he'll be a decent item if you're building that Serie A squad. Were there any of the other reserves anyone wanted to see exact stats of? Let's see. Jude Bellingham. Let's check out his at CM. He's got some solid stats. 105 pace. I think he'll be really good as a CM in head-to-head. Be able to chase down attackers and really be box to box there. 95 then for shooting. 106 for passing. Then he's got a 107 for agility, and then his defending is 101 and his physicality is 104. So really well-rounded. As one of the reserves, if you're looking for a head-to-head guy, I think Bellingham is a really good shout there. We'll do one quickly for Cancelo, and I'll do a couple more, and then we'll get into like the event format and ultimate points and how much these players are all going to be for ultimate points, because I think that's what a lot of people are asking for at this point, is like, these guys all look great, but you also want to know, how will I get them? How much will they be? So yeah, let's run quickly through here. Who was it that we wanted to look at? Was it Vinicius's stats? Yeah, I think we were going to look at Vinicius' stats. So Vinicius got 123 pace, which is absurd. He's going to be absolute demon on the wings. 110 shooting, 101 passing, 119 agility, and then 90 physical. So pretty solid stats. That is real good. And then I think we had Cancelo to wrap it up, was 107 pace, 89 shooting, 112 passing, 116 agility, and then 99 defending and 87. So those were kind of some of the ones wanted to highlight. In terms of some other like standout attributes, Modric, for example, has 119 passing, which is really stands out as, I think he's got the highest passing. Oh no, De Bruyne is at 123, but second there with Modric at 119. That is a very solid. Yeah, Vinicius is 123 pace. So imagine that with some training on top. And then I think we had, for defending, the top defending player, I think, is Van Dijk is at 122, and then Ruben Dias is 120. So Ruben Dias a little bit slower with 91 pace, but 120 defending, which is a very good option there as your CB. So I think we're gonna wrap up the reserves stats. We went in depth on a lot of them. I think you guys have a lot to work on here, to work with, and we'll share some of these as well. We'll go into more detail on Discord, but I think now we're gonna pull up the player item art, I think is what we had next here. A lot of you have already seen this already, but just to get an idea, how are these players gonna look animated in game? Let's bring up the video. All right, so most of you probably seen this yesterday. Again, huge props to the art team. They just completely smash it every time. Like, look at that. The starter animation in the middle was awesome. And then the reserves as well. So just take the players that we saw earlier and just imagine them with that animation in your team or in the player info tab. So yeah, dub animation, agreed. Cool, so we have that sorted. Let's move over now to the actual UTOTS event screenshots and the format, because that's where a lot of your questions are going to be answered about who can I get, what's achievable. So we're going to show that. We're going to show some of the amounts of ultimate points, as well as some kind of new things that were hidden in the preview that'll kind of help with, I think, calculations. You'll be able to piece together a bit more of who you can get or how close you are to the next players. So yeah, let's bring up these screenshots here. So again, just as a quick refresher, we've got the exchanges here where you trade in your Tots starters along with the ultimate tokens there to then into the exchange, get your ultimate points. No surprises here. So we'll then go over to the next screenshot as well. Let's bring that up. So this is something new that was hidden that will be coming live tomorrow. And that's going to be 6 Tots matches. Exactly, yeah. So these ones, you're going to be playing against a full Tots team. These are AI matches, so they're not PvP. and these will be lineups full of the Tots players from each league. So they're not going to be super difficult. I think most people in the chat here, you guys should be able to manage these. And these will be giving out 5 ultimate points each. So 6 of those matches, you can do the math. And that's kind of some extra ultimate points. So that should help with the calculations. And I know I was getting some extra questions here. I'll just pull that up real quick. Oh, and yeah, ignore the FIFA point and gem balances there. These are screenshots taken from like a build, since it's not live in game yet. So yeah, just ignore that portion. But in terms of, yeah, the matches, so those start on the 16th. So those will be Thursday when it launches. And you will get 5 ultimate points. And I think people in the chat were asking, they do refresh in 7 days. Yeah, so that should help there. You can actually, I'm pretty sure you can replay these matches, but you don't get extra ultimate points. You just kind of get Star Pass credits or account XP. So if you really enjoy playing this match, feel free, but it's a first win reward on these. Cool, so let's move over then to the next screenshot. I think this kind of sheds some light here on some of the milestones that we're adding, as well as a little sneak peek at the Prime if that is something that interests you. It is R9 is the 102 Prime. But otherwise, yeah, some milestones, get some extra reserve players there if you hit 260 and 500. So later in the chat, we can, if anyone wants to know the R9 stats, they're crazy. So don't really want to go through them now, but they're absurd, obviously, as the top Prime icon. So let's move over now to the next screenshot we got. And here are some of the ultimate point amounts for the starters. Look at that. So we got 700 then for the 101s. 500 for the 100s. And I don't think we have the shot of the 99s, but just to let you guys know, it will be 350 ultimate points for the 99s. So yeah, these should definitely help with the calculations. So I think we're going to move over to the next screenshot. We got a couple more here to go through, including the reserves. So these are the reserves. So just kind of want to explain how these work. You're probably looking at this and going, why are there not ultimate point amounts beside each reserve? That's a good question. So the way this is formatted is see those on the left-hand side, there's the 2 nodes. There's the ultimate reserve discount and then the ultimate reserve offer. So that reserve discount is 225 ultimate points, and that is for the first time you claim it. So you can only claim it one time and it gets you a token. From there, you can use that token towards any of those 98s. And then from there, if you want to get a second, it's 300 ultimate points. So say, for example, you have 525 ultimate points and you're set on getting 2 of these reserves. So you'd spend 225 on the first one and then 300 on the next one. So that's how it would work. Mind you, if you have over 500, it probably makes more sense to go for a starter, but you could always split that up into 2 as well. But the main thing to take is that it's 225 for the first and then 300 for the next. And there are a lot of reserves as we went through to choose, and they are all the same amount. So you could go for a Son, you can go for the Berardi, you can go for the Courtois or the Koulibaly. Pretty excited about this section. There's a lot of good choice in here. So what do you guys think so far in the chat? A lot of information we went through here. Got some interesting stuff to check out. But yeah, I think we got one more screenshot, or we have two. So let's run over to the next one here. So yeah, as you can see here. So as you can see here, the 225 that I was referring to, and that'll take you to the reserves. And you can also see on that, it's that left-hand part, right? The 350 for like Marquinhos, Hernandez, and then also Alexander Arnold and Kunku. So let's move over then to the next screenshot. And this is basically the extras. So if you have ultimate points and you have some left over, and you can kind of get it all to match up with the players that are available, there is an extra node that you can use towards on skill boosts or coins, just kind of an extra thing if you need it. So that pretty much is the layout of Ultimate. We do have one last screenshot here because there is as some of you have guessed it, a UTOTS pass. So this is the UTOTS pass, that beautiful enhanced Ronaldinho in the premium version. Obviously the free one, you get some solid rewards as well. Lots of tickets in there, a lot of reserve tokens. So looking at, I know some of you have been asking, these are, for the premium is 5,000 FIFA points. And that gets you obviously the top and bottom. And the way you progress through this is as you would in a normal star pass. So doing the quests, your dailies, that'll get you progress, very similar, just a little bit shorter. And I know some of you probably asking, how many ultimate points is in this pass? And that is a very, very valid question. So to answer that, on the free side of the battle pass here, on the UTOTS pass, it is going to be 50 ultimate points at the end, and that's at level 15. So in total, that's 2,800 of the kind of the UTOTS progress points to get there. Should be very feasible in the 2 weeks that you have to do ultimate. So 50 there for ultimate points, and then if you do end up going for the premium, that is 100 on top of that. So hopefully that helps with calculations. You guys are kind of getting close to the max amount of ultimate points you can get and who you can use them towards. And I know some of you were asking about Ronaldinho's stats. So he's a 95. He's got 102 pace, 101 shooting, 100 passing, 105 agility, and then he's got, what does he have here for physical? He's got 88. So pretty solid all around. Still an enhanced base icon is manageable. He's got 4-star weak foot, and he's got dribbling for his skill boost. So obviously, if he's one of your favorite players, would definitely recommend. Weak foot was 4. All right, chat is popping off here. A lot of information, right? So I'm not going to go through the calculations of TOTS with you. There's just so much to go through with tickets, and everyone's kind of at different points in their progress on the star pass, as well as how many quests they've done. But a lot of folks in chat here, some of the creators are making some awesome guides, both visual ones as well as videos, calculations. I would really recommend checking some of theirs out. To get a good idea of where you are and how to maximize your points and make sure that you get the player you want from there. So very, very exciting stuff. And I am seeing some questions about the skill games here for Ultimate Week. So I will quickly pull that up for you guys, let you know what we got there. You're asking about Ultimate on June 16th, right? So we're looking at when you're doing the skill games, it's going to cycle through different league points. So you're going to go Community, Premier League, all the way to Serie A, as well as some TOTS tickets on the side too. So that is going to be there. And that pretty much wraps up the gist of Ultimate. There's a lot of info. I'm not going to go into details on like the amount of tickets you get from the pass and all that. You guys will wait until tomorrow to see for reserves and tickets, then you can do the full calculations. I think most people want to know about Ultimate at this point, so should be good to check out. So first reactions, everyone, after seeing this, how do you guys feel about your TOTS progress and getting ready for Ultimate tomorrow? It's 15, yeah, 15 tiers. And yes, there are some tickets on these skill games. Yeah, we're not going to go directly into every node. That'll be live in game tomorrow at reset, and you can check out in detail on that. But just kind of wanted to give an overview here, so at least you guys are prepared if you're doing your calculations, and you can get ready for that. Yeah, it's 5K FIFA points. Yeah, so 150 if you're getting everything, 50 for the free. I'm not going to go into details on the daily quests. Those are, for the most part, saying pretty similar. So let me just check real quick. Yeah, I mean, those do get you some, just the pass progress, and you do get some tokens and tickets. Nothing crazy though. Exchanges, I'm gonna kind of keep as a surprise, because we do have an interesting surprise next week about exchanges, but not gonna spoil that. I think a lot of people are gonna be excited about it. Cool. So I think that wraps up. We can, if you want to save some questions, guys, for the Q&A later, we can talk about that in a bit more detail. But we do have to move over now to highlights of the month. So if you don't know what highlights of the month is, it's this cool program we started about a month and a half ago, and we're celebrating gameplay from the community. So you send in your favorite clips, your best gameplay moments. It could be goals, dribbles, saves, really anything. And from there, we're going to pick the best ones. We actually released one about 2 weeks ago where we celebrated some awesome gameplay clips. So you can submit your best clips to go.ea.com/HOTM. I did recognize quite a few people submitting, which is awesome. Folks from the community had some really nice goals. So link is below after the show if you want to drop in some awesome goals or just great moments that you had in FIFA Mobile. We want to see that. So what we do have for you is we have 3 gameplay clips that we chose, and we wanted to see in chat which one you thought was the best and which one is the most deserving of making it into highlights of the month. So we're going to pull up that first one. We're going to run through the 3, and then we're going to ask you guys which one is your favorite. Sound good? So overall, looking at this one, pretty decent dribbling to get out of that with Canadian Jonathan David. I believe that's his toddy item. And then a nice cross into Paqueta here with the scissor kick. Like right there, that's pretty decent skill right there. And then obviously a nice flare finish. What do you guys think, chat? Looking at that, first impressions? All right. Some people are put off by the cross. Fair enough. I think the dribble is good, though. I agree. Dribble is solid. Cross, I know some of you guys don't like to see that, but the finish was nice. So let's move over to the second one after this clip here finishes. Seeing some certain animal emojis in there. So this one, I don't know if there's a whole lot of skill versus good fortune, but the finish was pretty unique. I don't think I've seen one of these kind of finishes in a while. Got a little bit lucky, I think, on the deflection for it to come back to him, but heads up play to get the finish in quickly. Lucky, no more. Fair enough, fair enough. All right, so those are 2 out of the 3. We're going to drop the third one here. Chat, let us know after seeing this what you think. All right, chat, what do we think about this one? Kept it off the ground the whole time. Solid finish. See, the passing here is decent, like to be able to queue up those 3 passes like that and then a solid finish. Maybe the goalie could have gotten hands on it, but I think overall, pretty solid. So chat, after seeing those 3, what are we voting for? 1, 2, or 3? Let us know in the chat here. One, 2, or 3? What are we seeing here? Seeing a good amount of 3s. Actually pretty mixed. I'm not seeing a consensus winner. I mean, I think 3 comes off as the winner here. Yeah, 3. That's fair. That's fair. Cool. Well, that was kind of a segment I think we want to try doing more often on this show in the future. Bring on some cool clips, have you guys vote on it, show basically the best gameplay we see in the game and kind of celebrate that. So I think there's a lot of talented players out there, and gameplay being where it is compared to last season, I think is an awesome place where we can start just highlighting that and really celebrating the skill that we see people using. So that wraps up the highlights of the month. Again, you can always submit your clips at the highlights of the month link below here, go.ea.com/HOTM. And who knows, maybe you could get your clip on here next time. So let's run into the Q&A section. I know some of you had questions we weren't able to get to from last time. Let's see what you guys have here in chat. So waiting for some questions to come in. I guess one thing I'll address has been a question that I've seen come in quite a bit is about the training transfer items and being able to move your training across to different players, kind of have more flexibility in your team, and how some people are finding there's not enough, right? So that's something that the team's aware of. We're kind of working on a way to get more of those into the game so that you can change your players around a bit more often. Maybe there's a little more flexibility, and you're not kind of stuck with the limited amount of training items that you have now for transferring. Maybe there's a way for us to connect that to league play as well, add a bit more incentive to league rewards, because I think now we basically just have skill boost, the rank items, and elite players. So definitely working on trying to get some more exciting rewards in there, and I think training transfer items are a really good step. Okay, got a big influx of questions here. This is awesome. So question from Finally He Sleeps. When will LV League versus League Tour, and daily training see updates? That's a good question. Like I mentioned, League versus League, looking at kind of seeing what kind of rewards we can add in there to make it more exciting and more incentivized, so you feel like you're playing towards something that's growing your team and really making it better, instead of just kind of getting the regular base rewards in there and just going for leaderboard position, which is fine, but I think we are in need of a bit more exciting rewards in there. So stay tuned for that. In terms of League Tour and daily training, yeah, I think those are something that the team's looking into as well. Trying to update those, see if we can get those more in tune with where the economy is at the current point in time. So no updates on that, but I know it is top of mind for the team. Let's see what else we got for questions here. A lot of good questions coming in. Questions about heroes. That's a good questions. No update yet, but I know we had released a little bit of information when we first dropped the season on our website. We had mentioned heroes, so we're aware of it. It's there. Great. What's another question here? So about base content, I know some people have been mentioning that what we have for base content this year, outside of the events, isn't as dynamic and there isn't as, I guess, exciting as in past seasons. And that's something that the team is very much aware of, and we've been kind of bringing that up quite a bit. And I think we have a base event planned in the next, I want to say, a couple weeks or so, next month, that I think you guys will enjoy. It should add a lot of excitement to the game. It kind of like at there's a weekly cadence to it, at least from what we've been talking about. So no details on that. Just know that team is working on getting something on that front. Let's see, I'll be able to get through a few more questions and then we'll have to get to the giveaways because that is obviously pretty important in itself. Let's see. Let's see in chat here. Event after Tots. That's what the show 2 weeks from now is going to be talking about. So that'll be kind of something a little different to those long events that we've been running this year. So a little bit of something different. But in terms of just the way events are structured this season, is we're most likely sticking to kind of these big, exciting, long ones with mini ones cut in between. So making things still feel fresh, but you're still kind of progressing to a big prize, big player at the end. So that's kind of where things are going. After Tots, though, there might be a little bit of a change to that, depending how things go. Goalkeepers need to improve. Yeah, I mean, that's something the gameplay team's working on. I know there's a lot of things the gameplay team's working on improving. Got a little sneak peek at some of those, and it's very, very promising. Don't have a date yet that we can share on when some of those things are going to be coming in, but I know that the team is hard at work and pretty excited to see a lot of like balance and just kind of improving the gameplay, and then just making it kind of a more just enjoyable and an experience where you're not just using the same skill moves over again, and it just kind of feels more natural. So I'll grab one more question here. Again, we're going to drop into Discord after this as well to answer more questions, but this is great that we can get this kind of dialogue going on Twitch. It's coming in a lot faster than I expected, but this is great. Let's see as well. Let's get one last good question here. Where can I buy your hoodie? That's a great question. Let's see. Last one here. Let's see if there's one about servers. I mean, the server team's always working on improving in all the different regions. Like I know there's kind of some talk about the LATAM server improvements over the past week or so. So we're still kind of tracking that and see where there's improvements to be made, but we're pretty optimistic about where things are going there to kind of make sure that ping is reduced and you're not in a laggy state when you're playing head-to-head. Cool. So I think that wraps up the questions we can get to today. We're going to have more in Discord after this, but we do have to run to our giveaways. So let's pull up the graphic here for our giveaways. I'll get that up here. As I'm sure you guys saw on Twitter a few days ago, is we have all these different special edition Tots giveaway items. So if you notice, they are wearing different kits. They are untradeable, but they are still amazing items to be had. And I know some of you will love this in your team. So we did one on Twitter giveaway, but we're going to be giving away 6 of these in the chat. So there's some awesome options here. But if you would like to enter in the chat to this giveaway, I need you to write in #UTOTS is going to be the keyword below. So make sure to put that in chat. Let's see, #UTOTS to get entered into the chat. Let's see it, guys. We're going to be doing 6 draws here. Awesome. I mean, I love the work that was done on getting these different dynamic images. Like that Son one looks great. The De Bruyne alternate kit looks really good. Even like Mbappe's white kit looks awesome. So These are going to be really kind of special items to have in your team if you are one of the lucky winners. So I see UTOTS, hashtag UTOTS is flowing in chat. That is great. Let's get that giveaway going. All right, so I think we have our first winner. Let's pull that up here. So yeah, chat, wow, it's already 50-minute stream. This has been good. This has absolutely flown by. Got a lot of stuff we went through. So we do have our first winner here in chat is Emmy070707. So just as a heads up, Jason, there's the username below. If that's you, look out for a whisper on Twitch from Jason, or you can reach out to him on Twitch Whisper to make sure that you can claim your UTOTS item. Everyone else, if you still want to be entered, make sure to put that hashtag UTOTS in the chat. Seeing it's absolutely flowing in chat. That is great. So yeah, looking at these players here, who's kind of top of your list if you're winning this? Who are you picking? If you've already put your hashtag UTOTS in chat, who strikes your fancy out of these guys? All right. So we're gonna go to our next giveaway winner here. Make sure hashtag UTOTS in the chat, and we're gonna be rolling another winner here on the stream. Let's see who we get. Drum roll. All right, we'll get that up. I mean, personally, if I'm picking one here, it's hard not to go with that 98 goalie. I know that Mike Maynan may not be the flashiest player out of the slot, but just seeing that 98, probably go with him. I mean, also that Holland, knowing it's kind of the last Dortmund item he'll have, is kind of something cool to keep, especially if it's an exclusive one like this. So let's get the winner here. Okay, great. We have our first winner here is, we just drawed it up. Let's make sure we can get it on there. Karibo_FIFA. Congrats, you are the next winner. We're gonna drop your name. It's also in chat, but you'll also see it below here. Perfect. Again, look out for a whisper from Jason. He's gonna be messaging you on Twitch. And then from there, you will be able to claim your Team of the Season giveaway player. So yeah, chat, this was, once we get through these giveaways here, that's going to wrap up our first live stream. This has been really cool. I think this is kind of a fun show for us to talk about new events, engage with you guys in real time here. We do this on Discord, but it's kind of different being on camera and being able to talk with everyone, and information can flow really well, and being able to show things on screen, like the screenshots of the new event, answer questions really quickly. I think there's potential here. And I know in the future, I want to get some guests on the show to talk about gameplay, maybe talk about new events. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. And even like getting like a build on my phone. I can play people in head-to-head or even just test out new players. I think there's a lot of cool stuff we can do. So yeah, I'm excited. I know we're doing this. The next one we have is the 30th, which is 2 weeks from now, which is when basically the last day of Ultimate, but we're going to go into that new event. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff to show. And then even looking like a month down the road, we've got some really nice updates coming up. And I think the show is going to be an awesome place for the core community to come in and like celebrate that big moment and being able to ask questions and just kind of like understand what's coming up, and you guys will know basically what's coming up first. This is going to be the place where information comes out for FIFA Mobile first. Like we'll still be sharing all of this on our socials and Discord, but the place to be for the information, like to be among the first, is going to be in this Twitch stream. So that's going to be really exciting. So we do have our second winner coming up here. Is SAXD95. Just rolled him. I believe you should be getting a whisper from Jason in Twitch, so look out for that. And we'll see. There's the username down below if that is you. So make sure to check your whispers there. We'll get that player over to you. Yeah, I agree. I think, and I'd like to get a second person on the show, like a co-host. That would be really, really cool to have two people. A little bit like Top Ends does it. They've got Sheldon and Kyle on there. They do a good job kind of back and forth. But I know for these first few ones, it's going to be me up there. Yeah, we'll have some guests. But I think the whole point is just interacting with the community in kind of a dynamic new way, and that's kind of what we're going for here. So yeah, just a heads up, everyone, if you are the winner, so SaxD95 here, make sure to look out for your whisper on Twitch, because that is how we're going to confirm that you're in the stream and that you're able to receive that player item. So definitely look out for that. We do have our next winner here, which is Non the Kid. So NONTHEKID. You should be seeing that pop up in the stream below. There we go. If that is you, congrats. So yeah, make sure to look out for the whisper again from Jason there. Or you can even whisper to him directly. I think his username on here is FIFA Mobile Jason. And then, as always, if you want to enter in this, most of you have pretty much been putting this in chat, which is awesome, but it is hashtag UTOTS. We're going through these giveaways. We've got a few of them to do. There's 12 players. We're doing 6 of them. You can choose. That's the thing. If you win, you can choose any of these 12. So a great selection. And these are huge, huge upgrades for most people's teams. Congrats to those who have won it so far. We have our next winner. Here is, what is the name here? I believe we have JUZER66. Juzer66. All right. Well, that should pop up just below here. We're through most of our giveaways here. We just have, I believe, we're at our last one left here. So yeah, we're kind of getting at our last giveaway here. So yeah, you guys are all entered with your hashtag UTOTS. That is great. And here we have our last winner is SEBASG141299. So I think that's SEBASG141299. That is you. Congrats. Your choice of a FIFA Mobile Team of the Season special giveaway item. So I think we have gone through our winners here. We will be reaching out to you on Whisper through Twitch. Make sure you're checking your Twitch whispers, or reach out directly to Jason about that, so that you can get your players that you won. So I think we're just wrapping that up here. Oh, we're doing pretty wow. 1,100 people in the stream. Not bad at all for a first stream. All right. So what does everyone think so far of this stream? What has been everyone's thoughts here? I want to hear in the chat. Is this something you guys have liked so far? Is it exciting? Do you like this format? Like revealing the event info and the players. There's a lot of good info in here. Like there's a lot of stuff that we put into this show. I'm kind of excited. You like the format? Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's what we're thinking for this show. Just trying to be like, have a lot of info on it, make sure that's valuable for the core community to come in and like ask questions, understand what's coming up in the new event. Make sure that you just kind of like prep for it. So it's there's a lot of good stuff, I think. And as I mentioned before, we've got potential to grow the stream with a lot of guests playing on it, like even just doing like a dev build. So looking forward to it. Use Discord chat as I go. I mean, at some point I'd like to. I think I'm going to stick with Twitch chat for now, manage that, and then get into maybe doing Discord at the same time. But I'm not at the level of these streamers yet to be able to just multitask that much. So we'll get there in time. Great. Well, thanks everyone for being in the stream. Like this was kind of a cool moment for everyone to come in and kind of be all together. I think we peaked at over 1,000, which is amazing for a first time stream here. So yeah, I hope that was useful for everyone to be able to come in and see the UTOTS reserves, the starters, see the event, see the ultimate point amounts, talk about some of those calculations, see what you guys are getting to. Being able to interact with you guys in the Q&A. You guys are asking some awesome questions. We're going to continue that on Discord after this as well. So this has been really, really great. We will sign off for now, but appreciate the time. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll see you as well on Discord. Talk to you all later. See ya.